Hello and a very warm welcome to today's session brought to you by Team Testbook Super Coaching. I hope all of you are doing really well. देरी नहीं करते हुए फटाफट से आज के इस सेशन को स्टार्ट करते हैं। कल हम लोगों ने आपके कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस को कवर किया था। ऑफ कोर्स हम वो क्वेश्चंस को आज एक तरह से आगे बढ़ाएंगे, बट बिफोर दैट आई विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट सम बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट्स रिलेटेड टू पोएट्री। और आगे आने वाले टाइम में लाइक आई टोल्ड यू कि हमारा मेन फोकस इज ऑल्सो गोना बी ऑन स्ट्रक्चर्ड फोकस्ड डिसिप्लिन्ड अप्रोच टुवर्ड्स क्वेश्चन पेपर प्रैक्टिस सॉल्विंग। तो वो चीज भी हम अच्छी तरीके से देखेंगे। गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन, गुड इवनिंग देवशीष, जामर, रानी, पूजा, कस्तूरी, शिल्पा, सिमरन, जामर, विल्फ्रान, अनुष्का, राजा, अंजलि, माया, रश्मि, पूजा, मोनिका। Alright, great. Let's just quickly get started. ये of course आपका 1000 question series के अंतर्गत where we are trying to cover 1000 questions, which basically makes you're almost going to be looking at 4000 concepts overall before you are going to be sitting for your paper. आज आपका rapid revision quick questions के माध्यम से day 2 है. I hope आप लोगों ने अच्छी तरीके से कल के सारे topics को review कर लिया होगा. Whatever important concepts we had looked at in yesterday's session, I hope आप लोगों ने उसको अच्छी तरह से एक बार go through कर लिया है. फाइन, चलिए लेट्स क्विकली गेट स्टार्टेड. फर्स्ट लेट्स लुक एट, अच्छा मैं आपको मास्टर क्लास का भी मैंने आपको बता दिया है. इस पूरे हफ्ते आपका जो 11 बजे मास्टर क्लास हो रहा है, वीक के एंड में वी विल बी हैविंग द अनाउंसमेंट ऑफ द वीकली विनर. तो मैं कल का ऑल्सो यस्टरडे का जो मास्टर क्लास का रिजल्ट है, आई विल पुट दैट अक्रॉस ऑन द टेलीग्राम प्लेटफॉर्म सो दैट ऑल ऑफ यू हैव अ नोट ऑफ इट. आज भी जब हम आपको मास्टर क्लास के लिए मिलेंगे, व्हेन आई एम गोइंग टू बी मीटिंग यू फॉर द मास्टर क्लास, आपके मास्टर क्लास के एंड में जो लीडर बोर्ड पे होगा, लेट्स सी कल के लीडर बोर्ड की तरह है कि नहीं है. सो दैट इज समथिंग दैट वील बी लुकिंग एट. ओके, तो लेट्स जस्ट क्विकली गेट स्टार्टेड. देखिए, जब आप पोएट्री की यूनिट को कवर कर रहे होते हैं, इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू रिमेंबर अ कपल ऑफ थिंग्स. एंड ओके, यस, दिस वाज योर लीडर बोर्ड फॉर वाईटी के कमेंट सेक्शन का जो लीडर बोर्ड है, वाईटी के कमेंट सेक्शन का लीडर बोर्ड. सो यस, मास्टर ऑफ रिचुअल्स वाज करेक्ट. ओके, दैट्स सो स्वीट ऑफ यू. बट यस, सोनाली, यू गॉट द राइट आंसर. ये एडिटेड नहीं है. वन सेकेंड, दिस इज नॉट एडिटेड. सो सोनाली, Anushika, right? Sonali, Anushika, Akash Khatri, very good. Pooja has got the right answer. Sonali has not got the right answer. Anand has got the right answer. Maya, okay, I don't know if you have given the answer. Rani, Master of Rituals is absolutely right. Wilfran, Monica, Devashish, Maya, everybody has got the right answer. ठीक है, very good. I've not updated this over here, so all of you are a part of the leaderboard. ये सारे yesterday के questions हैं. We'll discuss this question as well in a bit. लेकिन आज हमारा main focus is also going to be to briefly introduce. So पहले part में I will be briefly introducing, क्योंकि next week भी जब हम structured way में, so next week से हम एक दो दिन एक टॉपिक को अच्छी तरीके से questions cover करने में, concepts cover करने में रिवाइज करेंगे. Now when we talk about poetry, basic introduction of poetry, आपको rhetoric and prosody के बारे में knowledge होनी चाहिए. आपको पता होना चाहिए कि किस तरह से आपका जो पोएट्री का यूनिट है, ब्रिटिश पोएट्री, वर्ल्ड पोएट्री, इंडियन पोएट्री, पोस्ट कॉलोनियल पोएट्री, ये सारे के सारे एस्पेक्ट्स आपके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाते हैं. गुड इवनिंग सोनाली, गुड इवनिंग गायत्री, गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन, गुड इवनिंग मोनिका. तो यहाँ पर यस, वेरी गुड. सो ये क्विक मैं आपको एक तरह से पहले बिफोर गोइंग टू द क्वेश्चंस, आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू शेयर विद यू कि कैसे आपने अपने पोएट्री यूनिट को कवर करना है. सबसे पहले एक एक्सेल की शीट में अपना ट्रैक इट. अगर जैसे पोएट्री का जो यूनिट है, पूरे के पूरे सेगमेंट्स बना लीजिए, अच्छी तरह से हर एक टॉपिक को कवर कीजिए, राइट, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. मैं आपको एक टैबुलर फॉर्म में भी टॉपिक्स दे दूंगी पोएट्री के लिए जो आपको डेफिनेटली करने चाहिए. हाईएस्ट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ क्वेश्चंस अगर आफ्टर लिटरेरी थ्योरी, लिटरेरी क्रिटिसिज्म एंड कल्चरल स्टडीज से किसी भी यूनिट में आते हैं, वो आपकी पोएट्री से आते हैं. रफली 15 से ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस ही आपके पोएट्री सेक्शन से आते हैं. तो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट यूनिट. इसको अच्छी तरह से अगर आप कवर करेंगे तो काफी हद तक आपका कोर्स कंप्लीट हो जाता है. द मैन्यूस्क्रिप्ट्स इन विच एंग्लो-सैक्सन पोएट्री इज प्रेजेंटेड आर 4 in number. दिस इज एब्सोल्युटली ट्रू. आई होप आपको पता है कि कौन कौन से आपके व्हाट आर द 4 important manuscripts that we are having, the Exeter book, the Versilli book, the Novel Codex. So all the 4 important मैन्यूस्क्रिप्ट्स, ये सारे के सारे वर्क्स बेसिकली एक्सटेंट हैं, लेकिन हमारे पास ये वर्क्स कैसे आते हैं, हमारे पास ये वर्क्स कुछ कुछ मैन्यूस्क्रिप्ट्स के अंदर आ रहे हैं, राइट. वी आर एबल टू सी जैसे जूनियास मैन्यूस्क्रिप्ट विच इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड कैडमियंस मैन्यूस्क्रिप्ट ऑल टुगेदर. तो you need to know, you have to basically be very clear. तो इस तरह से आपने स्टडी करना है, चाहे एक छोटी सी नोटबुक आप बना लीजिए हर एक यूनिट के लिए. उसी में जब भी आप क्वेश्चंस को प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं हमारे साथ, तो यू कैन एक्चुअली पुट दोस क्वेश्चंस आल्सो टुगेदर. तो अच्छी तरीके से टॉपिक को टॉपिक वाइज कवर कीजिए. यू शुड नो अबाउट फ्रॉम ब्रिटिश पोएट्री को एंग्लो सैक्सन से लेके पोस्ट मॉडर्न टाइम्स तक. जैसे अभी भी हम क्लास में पोस्ट मॉडर्न पोएट्री जैसे फाउंडेशन बैच में, याद है अभी हम लोग कर रहे हैं डिस्कशन अबाउट द ग्रुप. वी वर ऑल्सो टॉकिंग अबाउट मार्शियन पोएट्री कॉमन एवरीडे लाइफ ऑफ पोएट्री. वी ऑल्सो talked about Geoffrey Hill writing Mercian hymns. अभी अभी हम लोग यही क्लासरूम क्लास में कर रहे थे. I hope you are all able to remember that Geoffrey Hill, where the critic is saying almost all great poets have H in common, but Geoffrey Hill is the least known writer that we are having. So Exeter book, Junius manuscript, Exeter book जो आपका है, Versilli book. So can you see that how critically important, what critically important role Gutenberg played or William Caxton played? Because of them we were able to see that published works were available. तो ये चीज आपको याद रखनी है. Very good देवशिष, that's right, that's right. And novel codex contains Beowulf. So आपका novel codex, Versilli, Exeter, Junius, ये 4 important manuscripts है जिसमें आपको एंग्लो सैक्सन वर्क्स मिलते हैं. और एंग्लो सैक्सन अभी आगे जाके हम ये भी देखेंगे कि 2-2 पार्ट्स में डिवाइडेड है. तो इस तरह से थारली आपने एक एक टॉपिक को कवर करना है. एलिजियाक पोएट्री, हीरोइक पोएट्री, इस तरह से आपको पता होना चाहिए. नेम द 3 important war poems of Anglo-Saxon literature. Anglo-Saxon literature elegiac verses के लिए भी जाना जाता है. Elegiac verses, lamenting, wife's lament, Dior's lament. याद है आपको जो आपका Dior's lament आ रहा है, wife's lament आ रहा है, Dior's lament आ रहा है आपका, right? That is what you are able to see. So यहाँ पर what becomes the right answer? Very good. Battle of Maldon. Very nice. Very good, Devashish. Battle of Maldon is actually good. Battle of Finnsburg also, if you remember, right? And Barnburg. So again, all of these. So battle or the fight at Finnsburg, right? The Battle of Barnburg, and the Battle of Muldoon. These are the 3 important battles. These are the 3 important battles that we are able to see जो Anglo-Saxon poetry के अंदर आपकी लिखी जाती हैं. Because they are obviously trying to also say कि how they are trying to safeguard their kingdom. Celts were the original inhabitants. याद है? Celtic tradition, Celts were the original inhabitants. इसको हमने foundation बैच में भी अभी हाल ही में जो ब्रिटिश लिटरेचर करा था तब करा था. Then how the Romans are coming, then Roman legions are going, Anglo-Saxons and Jutes are coming, and that is where you are able to see the birth of Anglo-Saxon literature comes in, right? तो ये तीनों के तीनों वॉर से रिलेटेड हैं. अभी याद है आज हम लोग वॉर पोएट्स भी कर रहे थे, नॉट द वॉर पोएट्स आपके पीटर ब्रूक, सिगफ्रिड ससून, विल्फ्रेड ओवन, नहीं वो वाले वॉर पोएट्स नहीं. कौन कौन से दो? आई होप यू रिमेंबर हम लोग वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट एलन लुइस. We were discussing about Alan Lewis altogether. So I hope you are able to recollect altogether. I hope you are absolutely clear. So Alan Lewis हो गए, he is your war poet, right? हम लोग we were talking about that in the foundation. Very good, Wilfran, right? So Battle of Maldon, Battle of Barnburg, right? As well as Battle or the fight at Finnsburg. Anglo-Saxon poetry को आप कैसे define करेंगे? How would you define Anglo-Saxon poetry? How would you define Anglo-Saxon poetry? So if you have to define Anglo-Saxon poetry, if you have to talk about Anglo-Saxon poetry, आप Anglo-Saxon poetry के बारे में किस तरह से बात करेंगे? How would you try to define it? How would you try to talk about it? How would you actually discuss Anglo-Saxon poetry? आप इसको कैसे discuss करेंगे? How would you be able to discuss about Anglo-Saxon poetry? कैसे आप इसको discuss करेंगे? ओके यस एलिजियाक पोएट्री, आपका क्रिश्चियन पोएट्री, आपका वॉर पोएट्री, ये सब के सब आपके आ रहे हैं, दैट इज राइट। तो दो इंपॉर्टेंट स्टाइल्स हैं, एक तो या तो हीरोइक जर्मेनिक वर्क्स हैं, काफी सारे लोग कहते हैं इसको आप डिवाइड कर सकते हैं एज पेगन एंड क्रिश्चियन पोएट्री। सो ये भी क्लासिफिकेशन रहता है आपका, पेगन पोएट्री एंड क्रिश्चियन पोएट्री। Christian poetry, even Steinwolf, etc., they are also considered to be a part of it altogether. That is what you are able to see. सो अगेन ये सब चीजें आपको थोड़ा सा पता होना चाहिए। चौसर का स्टाइल ऑफ राइटिंग पोइट्री कैसे है? रिमेंबर रिम रैम रफ, ही इज गेटिंग अवे फ्रॉम रिम रैम रफ। So Chaucer का writing style क्या है? He is developing heroic couplet. He is trying to perfect rhyme royale in a particular way, right? He is also using octosyllabic couplets. तो इनका style of writing poetry कैसा है? इनका style of writing poetry कैसा है? What is the style of writing poetry that is followed by Geoffrey Chaucer? What is the style of writing poetry that is followed by Geoffrey Chaucer? ओके ईस्ट मिडलैंड डायलेक्ट वो यूज करते हैं, स्टाइल लैंग्वेज नहीं पूछ रहे हैं, स्टाइल क्या है उनका, स्टाइल क्या है। सो प्लीज रिमेंबर he is abandoning the irregular alliterative verses जिसको वो रिम रैम रफ बोलते हैं। he is not at all, he is like I don't want to use the alliterative style of writing। alliterative style of writing को वो क्या कहते हैं? alliterative style of writing को he is calling it as rim ram rough, right? It is called as rim ram rough. That is what you are able to see. He's abandoning it altogether. He wants to use the regular meter. So he's importing the regular meter from France altogether. Regular meter को लिख रहे हैं verses. So this is something, sorry, verses. So this is what he is being using rather than the rim ram rough of the alliterative verse that you are able to see. ठीक है, तो ये चीज आप प्लीज याद रखिएगा। ही इज ऑल्सो यूजिंग heroic couplet which was getting perfected by Alexander Pope altogether। rhyme royale 7 line stanza A B B C C, आपका जो 7 line stanza form आ रहा है, the rhyme royale stanza form। So style of poetry is exploring, it's trying to import the French style altogether। heroic couplet भी he was importing it from France, so he was experimenting। rhyme royale style को ये एक तरह से follow करते हैं, and because of all of these experiments that he's trying to make, he's trying to get a different style of poetry altogether। and what are we able to see? We are able to see because of this he is famously called as the morning star of Renaissance। because of this इनको क्या बोला जाता है? he is famously being called as the morning star of Renaissance। ठीक है, टर्सा राइमा भी यूज कर रहे हैं in his work a complaint unto his lady। एस्ट्रोलैब भी इन्होंने लिखा है, एस्ट्रोलैब ABC, right? एस्ट्रोलैब is also a work that he's writing। So I hope it is very clear that whenever we are covering poetry, इसके मैं आपको units भी बना दूंगी and we'll also be covering it all together। This is how we have to actually cover it। Now let's come back to the questions that we were having। This was your homework question। Which of the following Sherlock Holmes story refers to a significant event in English history? You are absolutely right, the Musgrove rituals। मैंने आपको पहले भी जब ये question किया था, I had told you to please write it down in your Puritan age notes or your 17th century notes। the story is dealing with the English Civil War, the crowning of Charles II, right? and Holmes cleans up the metal and stones and reveals a gold clown altogether that you're able to see। so please keep that in mind that it is going back, it's telling you about this 17th century period। ठीक है, 17th century period के बारे में। this was your homework question। now let's quickly proceed with some more questions for practicing today। Question number 46. Which book of Paradise Lost incorporates the speech rhyme of Adam and Eve's marital quarrel? Adam and Eve's marital quarrel। इनका जो marital quarrel हो रहा है वो क्यों marital quarrel हो रहा है? Because they are trying to fight against the notion of work, right? What are they trying to fight against? They're trying to fight against the notion of work altogether। No, just be very careful, just be very careful when you are trying to write this down। because इनकी जो लड़ाई हो रही है वो किस लिए हो रही है? इनकी जो लड़ाई हो रही है वो इसलिए हो रही है because they do not meet each other's eyes on the notion of work। Very good. Aisha Gori has got the right answer। Dia has also got the right answer। That is absolutely the correct answer। That is absolutely the correct answer। देखिए इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस में आपको थोड़ा सा यू विल हैव टू बी अ लिटिल मोर केयरफुल व्हाइल आंसरिंग एंड प्लीज बी अ लिटिल अलर्ट, बी अ लिटिल विजिलेंट आल्सो, बिकॉज ये दोनों के दोनों कब लर्न, देखो सबसे पहले तो इट वांट्स टू जस्टिफाई द वेज ऑफ गॉड टू मैन, दैट इज द मेन एम। अर्लियर 10 बुक्स में कंसेप्चुलाइज थी, बट देन इट वाज रिवर्क्ड इनटू 12 बुक्स ऑल टुगेदर। दिस इज रिटन इन ब्लैंक वर्ड्स एंड you are able to see that in book 9 both Adam and Eve are fighting. And why are they fighting? They are fighting because of notions of work. Adam has aristocratic notions of work. Adam का क्या मतलब है? What is aristocratic notions of work? For instance, I have a building and the rent will come from the building. I don't have to work. Only thing that I have to do is, maybe make sure that I'm maintaining the building better so that I can get the rent. ईव का नोशन इज प्रोटो कैपिटलिस्टिक नोशन। प्रोटो कैपिटलिस्टिक नोशन ऑफ वर्क क्या कह रहा है? एवरी डे आई विल गो, I will earn my bread butter cheese and then I will have my bread butter cheese. That is the notion that Eve is having. ठीक है, वो Eve का notion है. So book 9 के अंदर we are able to see that they are quarreling. Book 9 के अंदर we are able to see they are quarreling before their fall, they are quarreling after the fall. Adam, why does Adam actually succumbs to the temptation? Because of uxoriousness. What is uxoriousness? Excessive love for one's wife altogether. That is what you are able to see. Okay, so please remember that. Yes, Bilfran, absolutely right. So please keep that in mind. And how Blake was saying, because the most interesting lines are given to Satan. So he says Milton was of devil's party without knowing it. Because, remember, it's all in the mind. We can make heaven of hell and hell of heaven. It's better to reign in hell than serve in heaven. So all the beautiful lines are actually given to Satan. So a lot of people have questions and concerns altogether. तो इसका बेसिक चीज ऑक्सफोर्ड कंपेनियन से अगर आप बेसिक बुक वाइज भी कर लेंगे, इसमें क्वेश्चंस आपके आते हैं, रफाइल कब आता है, पैंडेमोनियम कब बन रहा है, सो काफी सारी इन्वोकेशन कौन कौन से म्यूजिक को की गई है, तो ये सब आपके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है। किस बुक के अंदर एडम कम्स टू नो द रियलिटी ऑफ द फोरबिडन फ्रूट ऑल टुगेदर एंड गॉड्स डिसोबीडियंस। ठीक है, question number 47. Arrange the following 18th century magazines in chronological order of their publication. यहाँ पर chronology based question आ जाता है. You have to answer this particular question. You have to answer this particular question. जल्दी से बताइए, what in your opinion, so if you have to put it in chronological order, you have to put it in chronological order. Okay. We see a lot of twos coming in. Ishita has got the right answer. Very good try, Ishita. Ishita has got it right. Ishita has got it right. जल्दी से इसको एक बार देख लेते हैं. Right? Let's just take a tour of that. Gentleman's Review is actually something which is coming in 1731. Gentleman's Review आपका जो पूरा का पूरा publication है. This is coming in 1731. And you are able to see that the monthly review on the contrary, which was founded by Ralph Griffiths, that is coming in 1749, right? 1749 के अंदर 1749 के अंदर, that is what you are able to see that this entire work is coming. So here आपको days भी याद रखने चाहिए. The critical review 1756 में आ रहा है. It was started by Tobias Smollett. So if you are able to see, you are able to look at that how Gentleman's Review is the first one, followed by your monthly review, followed by Rambler, finally followed by critical review that is coming in. So Gentleman's Magazine, this was founded by Edward Cave in 1731. Monthly Review 1749 से 1845 तक चलता है, founded by Ralph Griffiths. Rambler, Dr. Samuel Johnson 1750, and Critical Review is 1756. It was first edited by Tobias Smollett. So just remember, इस तरह के questions में also make a chart. It is going to be easier. The name of the periodical, the अगर कोई जैसे है है, जैसे फॉर इंस्टेंस आपका रैम्बलर ट्यूजडेज एंड सैटरडेज आ रहा है, अगर डेज हैं तो वो आपने लिखना है। तो एक चार्ट और कौन who is the person associated with it, who are the people involved, right, who are the people involved that you are able to see, and the publication dates, okay, the publication dates and any other details, just like it's coming on Tuesdays and Saturdays, इस तरह से please make notes all together। अपने Augustan age में Musgrove rituals को भी add कर दीजिए, जिसमें Sherlock Holmes 17th century को बता रहा है, and please add this also, okay, please do make a note of it। Question number 48, who among the following feminist theorists posited separate realm of female experience captured in a style of different from the men? So men's writing is going to be different from women's writing। agar man ke liye woman is wearing heels, so she'll be like very sensually enticing, but for a woman, the woman will tell you heels are paining the foot altogether, and she wants to change, right? She doesn't want to wear the same heel altogether. That is what you'll be able to see। What becomes the right answer over here? Okay, that is interesting। Mhm. Okay, okay। अभी तक सही जवाब नहीं आया है। देखिए प्लीज याद रखिएगा, सबसे पहले इस तरह का तो हेलेन सिक्सू इज सर्टेनली राइटिंग। व्हाई इज हेलेन सिक्सू सर्टेनली राइटिंग? हेलेन सिक्सू इज सर्टेनली राइटिंग बिकॉज शी इज टॉकिंग अबाउट equitable feminine, she is talking about equitable feminine। So equitable feminine is basically this only, that women can best describe their own experiences, as well as Lucy Irigaray। So Irigaray and Sixu, और हम लोग ये बात कर रहे हैं, so when you talk about gynocriticism, Elaine Showalter, literature of their own, when we are talking about Simone de Beauvoir, she's talking about the second wave of feminism altogether। Kate Millett is again coming in the same time period। So Lucy Irigaray is also one of the people who talks about that women's writing style is absolutely different। all the works that you're able to see, that is how they are being described। Helen Sixu talks about in the Laugh of Medusa, talks about écriture feminine, talks about jouissance, that is the pleasure altogether that a woman is experiencing। तो ये सारे के सारे concepts आपके ये Helen Sixu दे रहे हैं। So Laugh of Medusa by Helen Sixu, Lucy Irigaray, when we are talking about Speculum of the Other Women, or even the sex which is not one, both these texts are actually very important। So when we are talking about men's writing process is different from women's writing process, it's actually both of these people who are contributing, so please don't forget that at all in any way। Question number 49, which two poems of the following list are examples of dramatic monologues? They are examples of dramatic monologues। ये dramatic monologues के best examples हैं। Which works are we talking about that they are examples of dramatic monologue, that they are examples of dramatic monologue, that they are examples of dramatic monologue? What is the correct answer here? Zamar has got it right. Zamar has got it right. Zamar has got it right. Very good try. And others are also, following suit. So again, Ulysses is one of the best examples after Robert Browning's dramatic monologues that we're able to see. So this is there. And even Carol and Duffy's Medusa, this is also, an example of your dramatic monologue। Larkin ka church going, it's critical। Remember that when the church is empty, that person goes, reads, comes out, so there is no real connect altogether that you're able to see। So Philip Larkin ka we were talking about, remember Dallin Thomas ka, we were talking about the work that he's writing, Poems in October, on his 30th birthday in Fernhill, and of course Larkin we were talking about, Ted Hughes we were talking about when abhi foundation batch में हम लोग पोइट्री को कर रहे थे। सो ड्रामेटिक मोनोलॉग वेयर द स्पीकर इज स्पीकिंग एंड रिवीलिंग हिज ओन कैरेक्टर इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ अदर लिसनर्स दैट यू आर एबल टू सी। सो कैरल एंड डफी हु वाज recent poet, अभी जो recent poet laureate है उनसे पहले वाली poet laureate, so that is of course there Carol and Duffy is writing Medusa। Okay, question number 50th, who makes the following speech in Samuel Beck's Waiting for Godot? Who's making the following speech in Samuel Beck's Waiting for Godot? This is what I was telling, right? Please click on live, people. I think again, lexical ambiguity, like maybe you are trying to say with fun, right? Okay, very good, very good. So see again, waiting for Godot is also another important work. Just say in detail, आपके questions पूछे जाते हैं. You do get questions that actually come in over here. In which of the following, astride of a grave and difficult birth. This is Vladimir that we are able to see. This is Vladimir that you are able to actually see. So Okay, so this is what you are essentially able to look at. So please keep that in mind. Now, when we are talking about waiting for Godot, the starting scene, nothing happens twice. All those details, of course, become important, right? All of those things become important. And here we are able to see that Vladimir is offering a very grim vision of human life, astride of a grave and a difficult birth. Down in the hole, lingeringly, the grave digger puts on his forceps, right? So that is how the end comes in. Which of the following are major themes of William Congreve's The Way of the World? Very important. Restoration playwrights, the five important restoration comedy writers, heroic plays जो आपके आ रहे हैं. How William D. Evenant, the writer writing Siege of Rhodes, is actually the person who is still making sure that he is performing despite the theaters being banned altogether during the Puritan regime over here. What is the correct answer? Very good, very good, very good. I can see two. Anushika's got it right. Anushika has got it right. Wilfran has got it right. That's absolutely right. Jealousy and revenge, nahi. Love and intrigue is better. So as it is, remember what are the protagonists called? It's a fashionable fop, right? It's a dandy that we are talking about. Fashionable men. This is the card playing culture that we're able to look at. People of the aristocratic classes. Therefore, this drama is also famously called as your comedy of manners. It's trying to mimic the manners that you are able to see, the aristocratic manners. ये सब आप देख पाते हो. So Congreve's The Way of the World. Congreve was a part of the Kit Kat Club. He was a part of the Kit Kat Club where cat pies were actually served all together. So here Mirabelle and Millamant all together. Love and intrigue is definitely there. How the story proceeds. Chocolate house scene जो starting आपका होता है. Coffee houses, coffee shops, coffee and expensive drink from China is coming, and people are talking about it. Okay, question number 52. Arrange the following plays in chronological order of publication. You have to put them in the chronological order of publication. You have to put them in the chronological order of publication. So एक बार ध्यान से इसको देखिएगा and then let us know how would you try and put that together. Chronological order in the year of publication. That is what you have to actually do. Very good attempt, Pooja Maurya. Very good attempt, Pooja Maurya. Very nice. So Pooja Maurya is absolutely right. So again, chronological question आपको पता चल रहे हैं. They are of course important. They are equally important that we are able to look at. So if we take it one by one, All for Love or Love Well Lost 1677 के अंदर आ रहा है. Then when you're talking about Venice Preserved is a restoration play by Otway. This is also again Venice Preserved. When we look at Otway का हम लोगों ने ये करे भी थे. Remember Orphan and Venice Preserved, we had talked about it. It was coming in 1682 altogether. School for Scandal, R.B. Sheridan. It's coming in the next century, almost 100 years after your All for Love 1677. और R.B. Sheridan का School for Scandal 1777 में आ रहा है. Country Wife is 1675. Okay, so that is what you are actually able to see. That is what you are actually able to see. Country Wife by William Wycherley, Way of the World by William Congreve, Mirabelle Millamant, Love and Intrigue, Restoration Play, very important, Panama Street Play. Country Wife equally important by William Wycherley. It is coming in 1675. All for Love or Love Well Lost. This particular work is coming in 1677, right, by Dryden. Venice Preserved by Otway. Otway is also writing Orphan. ये Nathalie Lee, Otway, Dryden, ये आपका tragic side दे रहे हैं. Restoration tragedy was inspired by Cornell. Restoration comedy was inspired by Molière, because when they are going in France during during their exile. They are picking up the tradition altogether. New classical plays in the English were getting inspired by Racine. ये भी question आपका as it is पूछा जाता है, so you should be mindfully well aware about it. Okay, School for Scandal, Otway का Venice Preserve 1682, School for Scandal, R.B. Sheridan, Richard Brinsley Sheridan 1777. ठीक है, so इस तरह से आप इसको chronological order में करेंगे. A research hypothesis is, a research hypothesis is, what is the research hypothesis? What is the research hypothesis? A research hypothesis is, what is the research hypothesis? What is a research hypothesis? What is a research hypothesis? Very good, very good. Ravi Pandey, very nice. Ravi Pandey. Ravi Pandey has got it right. Ravi Pandey is bang on right over here altogether. So when you talk about a proposition which is always true, not at all, right? Not at all. A provisional explanation, that is true. आपका जो research hypothesis is provisional. प्रोविजनल सर्टिफिकेट जो आपको मिलता है, इट्स नॉट योर प्रॉपर सर्टिफिकेट, बट उस टाइम के लिए काम चलाऊ हो रहा है आपके लिए, राइट? A theory which will be disproved by evidence. No, you don't want to disprove it, right? That is not what you are actually doing. That is not how hypotheses are created. ये दोनों गलत हैं, and these are wrong interpretation of hypothesis. A statement which is assumed to be true for the sake of argument, and then you are conducting your entire research. Okay, so hypothesis, very important. This is how you start. This is the starting point in a particular way altogether. This is a supposition that you are using, and then you are proceeding with your research altogether. Okay, 54. On December 11th, Ram Mohan Roy addressed a letter to the British authority which pleaded for modern Western education and is considered historically important for the introduction of English language in India. Who is the letter addressed to? 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 Okay, it is addressed. Very good, Rashmi. That's right. Rashmi has got it right. The letter is addressed to Lord Amherst. The letter is addressed to Lord Amherst. English in India, 11 December में Raja Ram Mohan Roy. He is indirectly acting in the hands of the Anglicists because he really wants, a renaissance to take place, and that is the reason innocently he is playing into the cunning mechanisms of the scheming of, the Anglicist altogether. So he's writing this education letter and telling that Sanskrit language and Sanskrit literature would do nothing. Rather, he's saying please promote Western education and Western language. This is what he was talking about. Okay, words borrowed and sources that you are having from Indian language. What is the correct answer here? The words that are borrowed and the sources that you are able to see. So words that are borrowed and the sources that you are able to look at. Be very careful and then try to answer this question. Mongoose, mongoose. Very good. Pooja Maurya has answered it correctly. Pooja Maurya has got it correct. Pooja Maurya, very nice, good try altogether. Mongoose, M for mongoose, M for Marathi. You can actually remember it like that, but Malayalam was also there over here, right? So this is actually coming from the word mangus. Mangus, basically, which was a carnivorous animal, and could also poison snakes altogether. So mangus से आपका आ रहा है. लूट लुट गए, जैसे हम कहते हैं ना, लुट गए. So this is a Hindu word, a Hindi word that you are able to see. जैसे we say, अरे लूट गए, ये तो लूटे गए, हम लोग के ज्यादा पैसे खर्च हो गए. So this is where the word is coming from. Curry is actually a word, a Tamil origin word altogether. So curry in Tamil, curry in Tamil. So this is a Tamil word, and beetle is a Malayali word, is a Malayalam word altogether. Okay, so that is where Pooja got it right. Mongoose is taken from mangus, Marathi word mangus, which is trying to tell you about this animal which is used to kill poisonous snakes also. Loot is your Hindu Urdu word, lut gaye, like that's what we are saying. Lutera is a Sanskrit word. Remember, you are able to see O. Henry ki work से आपका the leaf, the last leaf is also inspired. Curry is from Tamil, that is curry, and beetle is taken from Malayalam language. So words and the origins are also equally important. Question number 56. Who's the author of A Fragment? A Fragment, one of the earliest vampire stories in English. A fragment, one of the earliest vampire stories in English. A fragment, one of the earliest vampire stories in England. Who's the what is the right answer over here? What is the right answer over here? What becomes the right answer over here? क्या आपका सही जवाब हो जाता है? What becomes the right answer that you're able to see? ध्यान से इसको देखिएगा and then tell us what is the correct answer that you're able to look at. Okay, we still haven't really got it right. Again, who's the author of a fragment? The earliest it's Byron, right? Mazeppa, that he's writing. So fragment of a novel. This is an unfinished tale. Byron is the one who's writing it, right? Byron, Polidori, Shelley, P.B. Shelley, Mary Shelley. They were all meeting together, and that is how the contest was being organized. 57. Which one of the following best explains the term para language? Para language, this is an important concept that you're able to see. So which word actually explains para language? Which word is actually explaining the word para language? Para language आपको कैसे पता चलता है? Which is very important. The way your intonation, take pitch goes, that's something which is very important. Supratim, puja, everybody has got it right. Supratim, पूजा, एवरीबडी हैज गॉट इट राइट. आपका जो पिच है, आपका जो इंटोनेशन है, आपका जो नॉन वर्बल पार्ट है, दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ पैरा लैंग्वेज, राइट? नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन, द वे पीपल मास्क व्हाट दे मीन, द वे पीपल शो व्हाट दे मीन अदर देन द यूसेज ऑफ द वर्ड्स इज पैरा लैंग्वेज. नॉन वर्बल एलिमेंट्स जो आ जाते हैं, टेम्पो, पिच, इंटोनेशन, द वे दैट यू आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट. Okay, we'll pause over here. I want all of you to join the master class and I'm giving you the homework question for today. Please थोड़ा सा poetry को भी अच्छी तरीके से revise करिएगा. Try taking a tour of that accordingly. Who among the following was the first Director General Institute of Hyderabad? This is your homework question for today, right? This is your homework question for today. Tomorrow we will be practicing a few questions related to the topic also at hand. But please cover it up properly. Put this in the comment section. I'll catch up with all of you for the masterclass right now. Your masterclass is scheduled at 11 p.m. So please don't forget to join right now for the masterclass. Fine. Thanks everyone for joining. Take good care of yourself. And if in case there are any other questions, do keep me posted about that. Okay? और I hope आप concept of the day, question of the day अच्छी तरह से Telegram platform पे Neerja Mam Testbook, English Literature Hustlers अच्छी तरह से उसको follow कर रहे हैं on a daily basis. Right, so that is also very important. Okay, thank you so much. Thanks. Thank you, Ravi, Rashmi, Rani, Aisha, Zamar, Pooja, Devashish, Simar, Shanti. Sure, I will. Rani, Kasturi, Monica, Anjali, Shilpa, Shabnam, Kasturi. Thank you, everyone. Take good care. I'll catch up with all of you at 11 o'clock. Bye.